Round 13 action, and it is a big contest because there are a lot of ramifications for a loss here for one of these two teams. It's the Gold Coast Hawks and the Melbourne Pulse. The Melbourne Pulse is sitting pretty in fourth at 7-5. The Hawks, well, they went 0-4. 4-4, and now they're sitting 5-7. So it's been a bit of an awkward morning, not having won a game as of yet. But the teams of Nick Brett, Nathan Rice, and Kelsey Cottrell under coach Mark Thatcher will take on Jeremy Henry's, Barry Lester, Samantha Atkinson, and Gary Kelly. And joining me, Val Febo, is the one and only Kane Nelson. Kane, welcome to the show again.
Thanks again, Val. Should be a good one. Hawks are on a run at the moment. They're smashing it.
Yeah, they're doing okay. The Pulse, I think, probably the more formed team. But it's going to be interesting, like we saw what Nick Brett was able to do last night. I had a quick chat to him before this, and he said it is cutthroat.
Yeah.
One bad end, and that costs you a set. So you've got to be on the money from the get-go, and if you're not, it can make things a little bit more difficult. But we'll wait for Andrew Howie's announcement, the tournament director and the BA events manager, and we'll go through the ladder after that.
First, the Melbourne Pulse. On ring 2, the Adelaide Pioneers up against the Sydney Saints. Ring 3, Tasmania Tridents up against the Moreton Bay Pirates. Ring 4, Sydney Lions versus the Perth Suns. On ring 5, the Geelong Jets versus Moma Steamers. And on the TV ring, Melbourne Extreme versus Tweed Ospreys. Please commence your game.
So we're getting underway. The Ospreys on top, Lions in second. The Ospreys, the only team on 8 wins. They have had a barnstorming morning, going undefeated. The Jets haven't won yet. They're at 7-5 after being 7-3. The Pulse also 7-5, so win off top the defending champs. Moreton Bay 6-6, as are the Tridents, Steamers, and Pioneers, who have had a great morning. The Suns 5-7. Gold Coast Hawks 5-7, Extreme 5-7, and the Sydney Saints. Kane's prediction at the start of the tournament.
Yeah,
it can still happen.
Yeah, as he said, like only three wins outside of the 2 wins outside of the 5, so it's still a chance. But me Sainers aren't looking overly great at the moment, but plenty of time to turn it around.
Well, they've got to beat the Pioneers next, and the Pioneers are in a rich vein of form at the moment. It's Kelsey Cottrell and Samantha Atkinson leading for Nick Brett and Gary Kelly, respectively.
Kelsey Cottrell nailed her out in the first bowl. Just going to tighten up a fraction, playing down what we've sort of felt as if to be the trickier side of the rink.
Samantha Atkinson has really found her form in this tournament. She's a confidence player, and she was really enjoying herself on the broadcast rink last night. You could see her bopping along to the music, and that's when you know she's in her element.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think she looked really comfortable out on the TV rink. Like, very easy to let the pressure get to you. She just loved it and enjoyed the moment and did really well. Great shot there from Sam. Great correction on the third bowl.
Mary Ingram watching in Fife, Scotland at 1:30 in the morning. We know that Mary is a night owl on the comments. Good to have her company, and Nick Brett bringing a lot of intensity to this Gold Coast Hawks lineup, and I really like that. Just sort of running up and down the rink and really engaged.
Yeah, I think he's feeling really comfortable now. The first sort of day for a lot of the overseas players, I think they're just trying to find their feet, figure out the greens, but yeah, Nick Brett's looking at home now.
And it just shows how hard it actually is, because people think, these guys are so good, they can just slot in. It's just bowls. It's completely different. You're playing with all these different rules that you have never played with before.
Yeah, it's a completely different game, new format, different side of the world. The weather's different. The greens react different over here. Gary Kelly will be looking to change this up. There's a jack and bowl target, so it is a good shot for Nick Brett. He's trying to turn Sam's bowl behind the jack, or trail the jack himself. Be happy with this. Gary Kelly, great shot. Really good spot to finish. Another one in the head. Brett running again. We've seen him on the TV rink last night. Play a unbelievable running shot.
How good was
The
that?
jack. Unbelievable.
Sensational. So enjoyable to watch.
Yeah. I was up there watching it. The atmosphere when he played that. That was epic.
Well, yeah, I was talking to it when I talked to him before. I'm like, well, let's hope we make you viral once again. And he was like, that's what it's all about. We've got to get our sport out there on social media and, you know, showcase the shots that are played.
So another good shot there from Gary Kelly. Definitely counts for 2, possibly 3.
He's close. Nick Brett.
Nick Brett, bowl jack's ideal here. Oh, really good just shot there from Nick Brett.
Might have got it.
Great shot from Nick. I think he has reduced the count down to 1, so was 3 down going into that. Reduced it to 1, so great shot. Really good for your confidence early.
So 1 of the pulse to start proceedings. Samantha Atkinson will kick us off again. And as we've seen, it seems as though Samantha will play the opening set and Barry Lester will come in for set number 2. Last night during the TV game, Gary Kelly actually subbed himself off in their match. Who was that against the Perth Suns? And the Suns ended up getting a very comprehensive win. It was 13-0 in the first set.
Sam Atkinson, once again, great start there. Get some chalk, which is huge. Great shot there from Sammy.
Samantha Atkinson setting down her second. Pretty quick, but might land on this Kelsey Cottrell bowl. As we've seen with that hand, it just does hold that little bit.
Yeah, seeing a lot of the players just get that quarter a little bit high out there. Just usually takes an end or 2 just to figure it out, find the line. I think this is sort of the arc here from Kelsey Cottrell, down a tighter line, just going a fraction, touch of speed's all that's got her, but another really good spot there. Seen last then, Nick Brett got the jack through the ditch, so you know jack's always moving, good areas to finish there.
It's game 3 for the day. We've got one more before the lunch break. That's between the Adelaide Pioneers and the Tasmania Tridents. Then we'll have a quick lunch break and then we'll go into the afternoon session. Or is the lunch break now? Got to double check that. I should know. I know it is after this game, I believe. Yes. So next session, 1:15, Adelaide Pioneers and Tassie Tridents. And that's the end of our day session. And then we have the 2:45 start to the night game.
Great shot there from Kelsey. Giving her bowls all a good chance. Converted with the third. Bit of bowl, bit of jack. What a shot.
So Nick Brett and Gary Kelly to duel once more. Had one tie break this morning between the Ospreys and the Saints. The Ospreys, well, they love Club Pine Rivers. 3 of their 4 titles to date have been here. The only title at Moama came at BPL20. Beat Adelaide in the final. Back when Beck Van Ash was playing for the Pioneers.
Yeah, they're looking the goods once again, Tweed. Very formidable side.
And when you haven't had any changes to your team, I think that helps a lot, especially all these other new teams coming in.
I think they've got a really good connection in the Tweed team. Like probably, I don't know if any of the other teams quite have that connection that Tweed heads have. Like Corey and Teasy, absolute best mates, and they've all known Chloe for a long time. So
yeah,
the 3 of them get along so good, and they've played to same, as you said, same rinks, played so many years now. very comfortable with each other. Gary Kelly just high there. Might have potentially turned that bowl in for 2 now. Nick Brett will want to just add just over a metre on his last. He's down a really good arc here. Great shot here from Nick Brett. Well played. Draws in there for 2, possibly 3.
Nick is part of that triples gold medal winning team at the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham, that epic final against Australia where they led 12-3 England. Australia got it back to 12-all. Gary Kelly on the prowl. Close. Got the jack, and Kelsey holds up 3 fingers and says, I reckon it's 3 for us.
Great shot there from Gary. Very unlucky inside the jack and ran away from it, unfortunately, but does reduce the damage from 3 to 2.
Oh, it is 2 in the end. Can Nick Brett make it a 3?
Just needs to pass the front one here. Stay on deck.
Now stop. No.
He's going a fraction, but does get the Gold Coast Hawks underway. Looks like it's going to be 2.
So they're in front, the Gold Coast Hawks. They'll double check this. Are we going to get a measure? No, that is a 2 in the end. So the Hawks lead it 2-1 after 2. Played in good spirits already. Couple of laughs between Samantha Atkinson, Kelsey Cottrell.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a competitive event, but everyone's just having a good time and enjoying everyone's company.
And power play for the Gold Coast Hawks here. So on the attack straight away there, Mark Thatcher, which I don't mind. Maybe would I have waited till they had last bowl? I don't know. But a lot of coaches are very different.
Yeah, very interesting call, third end without last bowl. If they had last bowl, I would have been down with it, but
then go on the front foot.
That's probably why Kelsey Cottrell's drawn an absolute front toucher, so maybe it's might be a master play that.
He's a good fella, Mark Thatcher. Was talking to him the other night when he got to the hotel and saw he had his pillow in hand from home, and I was like, that's a very good idea. He's like, I can't go anywhere without my own pillow, and I respect that a lot because, yeah, as you get older, you kind of realise how good your pillow is and how comfortable you get.
Yep.
And Mark said, though, however, he took his pillow, but his wife wouldn't be letting him take the actual pillowcase. He had to get a spare one. Also fair enough.
Yeah, there's nothing like own pillows, you get into your own bed.
Yeah. After Nationals, it was pretty good after being up on the, or down, I should say, from here. Down on the Gold Coast and Tweed for 2.5 weeks. And then same at the AO. It's always nice getting back to your own bed.
Yeah, 100%.
Although this year I did leave the AO for the middle weekend. I had 2 days off and decided to go back for Dustin Martin's 300th game at the MCG. So slept in my bed for a night and then,
Did they at least have a win?
Did they have a win? They got smashed. It was horrible. We only won 2 games this year, Richmond.
Yeah,
worst season in our history. So I'd rather not talk about it.
It's not ideal.
It was a bad year to be a Tiger. Richmond finished on the bottom. The West Tigers finished on the bottom. So...
yeah, the last pretty much 8 or 9 years being a Doggy supporter, we haven't made the finals. We've been close to the worst side in the competition. Thankfully, the West Tigers cover that for us, but outside of them, we've been terrible, so I know the feeling.
Yeah, I think it was more frustrating because we went from such a high, winning 3 flags in 4 years, and from 17 to 20, and it's gone very pear-shaped since then. So, Nick Brett on the attack. If I'm the Gold Coast, I know getting them in is a good idea. If this can just get through, just know. Maybe getting one to about 7, 8 o'clock of that jack, because I feel as though Gary Kelly may have an attack at that bowl.
Yeah, I think they have. I do think Kelsey has one back there at the re-spot, but yeah, something just behind the jack would be perfect for Nick Brett.
Yeah, she does.
Does look to be holding 2 here, Gold Coast. So this is really big for Gary because it's a power play. Needs this. Gary Kelly coming down. What a shot this is. Gary Kelly. It's right about where you said you wanted to get that bowl. So, but great shot there from Gaz. Turns 2 down into 2 up on the power play.
Sometimes I can call things. Because that was always going to be the danger. But look, Nick Brett does have another one in his arsenal after this. And if this can just get around, which I believe it's going to, it's going to be back to 1 to the Hawks.
A really good reply there from Nick. Jack out into an open area. Always a tricky spot to draw to.
Is Gary going to turn here? It's coming. It is coming, just not enough. So Nick Brett with a chance to really squeeze some pressure on the Irishman and see what he can do.
Nick Brett, love to add to the count here. Played a cracker with his second. Just needs to run the distance now. Oh, this could be a huge opportunity now for the Pulse. They may potentially have 3 seconds. If they do, Gary Kelly will be trying to obliterate that yellow ball and take it out of the head. Cheers, big Gary Kelly. Yellow ball clean.
Got
great
it.
Shot there from Gaz. Removes one of his, but great shot. Makes 2. That's huge from Gary Kelly. That was Gold Coast power play as well, so it's essentially 2 down.
So accurate, Gary Kelly. Got it done. So 3-2, no power play called by Jeremy Henry. And it's an interesting decision by Mark Thatcher. Great to have everybody's company from around the world. We've got Roddy Smith watching from Dundee. Last game of the night for Roddy. Okay, that's more than fair enough because I reckon it'll be close to 2 in the morning there. And then we've got Daryl Hughes watching from Corpus Christi in Texas. And 7:45 p.m. And yes, we are in Wednesday. You're in Tuesday still. Geez, 7:45 last night. We were still in the middle of game 3 or 4?
Yeah.
Game 3, I think. And that match was the Nick Brett game.
Was it?
So
yeah.
we were watching Nick Brett at 7:45 last night, and you're watching him at 7:45 also on Tuesday.
Awesome leading here from Kelsey. Right to the jack, missing, and then into a really good area there, so perfect leading. Sam Atkinson played a really good shot with her second. She'll be trying to give this a really good chance. Trail the jack, land the yellow. Everything to play to here. She's just going to drop underneath here, but yeah, it's not a bad result. Promotes her own up into a good spot. Kelsey would love to get to the jack here first. Predictions for this game, Val?
I think the Hawks in a tie-break. How about yourself?
Yeah, I'm going the Hawks. I think they'll do it in straight sets, I reckon.
Straight sets, okay.
Yeah.
Power play still to come. I feel as though the Pulse are in control of this first set. I think they'll probably win it, but the Hawks are starting to lift. I think Lurch will come on and start to play some bombs, but you never know. The Pulse they've got their power play, so even if they lose this end and they drop a 1, or the power play will be inconsequential. Even if they drop a 2, though, that's when it becomes even better. And does it stay on? No.
Great shot there from Nick Brett. Draws in there for 2. It's a big shot for Gaz. Needs this. Needs to hold on now, Gary. Pass the front is good. Oh, bit of a fortunate result there, but he wasn't far away. It's good speed.
I won't do what I did last night. So Nick Brett needs to try and wrestle this back. If it holds, he's not far away. He just needed to toss it out on a bit of a wider line, and now he's actually put that Gary Kelly ball in his way. Might have to come at it with a bit more weight and try and get the ball clean.
Gary Kelly needs to get another one in here because there's a little chance here for Nick Brett. Very good shots there from Gary Kelly. I think Nick Brett might opt to pay a little bit more weight here. Can take the ball out clean for a couple. Just get the front cannon, it can potentially get a good result. Up here on the forehand, it's been playing these so good.
Nick Brett
just has to pass the front. Oh, very unlucky there for Nick. If he gets that ball solid, he gets a good result. Passes it, gets the ball clean.
So the Melbourne Pulse, they lead at 4-2. Power play for them as well. But Nick Brett has final bowl, so now it could be a case of just needing to net a 2 for Nick Brett, and the set will be tied at 3 and they'll win it. The Pulse just have to defend. Now see, if I'm electing, and this is very out there, Kane, so bear with me, but if I've elected to go with a power play when I've got last bowl, or when I don't have last bowl, sorry, mat up, jack back, run it in
the ditch.
Or if you're constricted, like if you have to, like say if you've saved it to your last end, you've got first bowl, maybe have a ping at it.
Yeah, I mean, if the only way to guarantee to hold a shot is if you get the jack into the ditch and land on top of it.
I know that, but
so it's a great ploy. It's just such a hard shot to play at the same time. But I reckon you might be the man for it, Val.
Yeah, I'll have to
bring it
get
out.
my coaching hat on.
Jack in the ditch straight up.
Maybe one day.
Yeah, you tend to find a lot like if it's all even on the last end of the game, or say when you go to a tiebreaker, like you'll try and run the jack in first bowl, because if you can land your bowl on top of the jack in the ditch, it's undrawable.
Yeah.
You win the game. So
I remember we saw it in the final of BPL 11 when Michael Walker, the Moama hometown hero, he smashed it into the ditch against the Melbourne Roys. And Kelsey Cottrell, that's a nice little finisher there. Ends up near that Samantha Atkinson bowl. But yeah, Michael Walker straight in the ditch. The problem was that Maddie Flapper and Disco still had to come, so they ended up drawing the shot. But Joe Edwards doing Joe Edwards things. Same with Ryan Bester. And they got the job done. And at that event, Ryan Best accidentally took out Joe Edwards' leg with a big drive, and Lindsay Clark had to play one match for the Steamers.
I remember that. It's not quite the same without Bester here, is it?
No, it's
always
different.
sees driving happening and Jack's flying. It's a bit odd without him.
It is. It's the first one he's missed since BPL or APL 2.
Yeah.
Or APL 1.
Congratulations as well, Ryan. He's had another kid.
I'm not sure if he's had the kid yet, but
having another kid.
Expecting this week. And so more than fair enough that he's not here. Very exciting time for Ryan Bester and Rachel, his partner. Great little family they have. They were all there in Canadian shirts watching Ryan Bester's fairy tale moment at the World Bowls Championships last year. He'd been the bridesmaid for so long in singles. There'd been a hell of a lot of singles runner-up titles or runner-up medals at the Com Games and World Championships, and he finally got one, and he really deserved it. So did Gary Kelly, for that matter. He was brilliant that day.
Yeah, it's always been his goal, that Ryan. Like, it's been so close so many times. It's awesome to see him finally get the gold, and such good play. He deserves it.
And Gary Kelly absolutely dispatched Aaron Wilson in that semi-final. He was in ominous form, and Ryan Bester got over the top of Ian McLean of Scotland. And at the time, he was playing for Broadbeach, so he won it at his home club on the green that he so loves.
Yeah, it's a bit of a fairy tale story. No better way. Win your first gold in the Worlds at singles, on your home deck.
And 19 years after he won the pairs gold as well. So the longevity in his career is quite amazing as Gary Kelly tries to wrestle shot back. They need to defend a 2 here.
Go just falling a touch short here, so Brett, chance here. Try and draw a shot around the front for 2. Down a really good arc here. Nick Brett. What a great shot this is. Just needs to turn back.
Oh, yeah.
Nick Brett, what a shot. Draws in there for 2, so all the pressure now on Gary Kelly. Great shot.
If Gaz can't get in here, Nick Brett's going to be bowling for the set win.
I think Gaz might look to run up here on the forehand by the sounds of it.
Kill nominated. Going big.
Kill nominated. Get through his own bowl.
Close. Did kill it. Gary Kelly sends it. They'll lose their power play, but that doesn't matter. They've still got to defend the 3. So we go again. Brilliant performance there from Gary Kelly. They were in a lot of trouble.
Great shot there from Gaz.
So we redo N5 of set 1. There's a massive result there for Gary Kelly as we've got the first of the double matches that started. So the return fixtures now are the ones that we watch, and the Lions in the Extreme was the first one at round 12. And these two did meet earlier on in the tournament. And the Hawks won that that was round 8.
Great start there from Sam Atkinson right in front of the jack. It's going to make life pretty hard for the Hawks here. Kelsey will want to try and change his head up, turn the ball off the jack, or Missing a good area. It's good shots from Kelsey. Yeah, great shots there from Sam Atkinson. Right on the front of the jack. Covering the 2 yellow bowls of Kelsey perfectly. So, perfect leading.
Yeah, she's been absolutely brilliant so far this afternoon, or this morning. We've got 1 more minute left of the morning. We can call it afternoon. But Kelsey Cottrell, I'll tell you what, she's very, very close. Can she get the jack? She just squeezes it. But it does open it up.
Yeah, very good shot there from Kelsey. Open the head up, giving a bit more of a jack bowl target now for Nick Brett, so it does help a lot. Good shot there from Gary Kelly. Very good shot. Chance is still there for Nick Brett though. Any jack movement's huge.
Yep, the 3 is still what they need, and I just think it's that kill then, that tactical awareness from Gary Kelly, just knowing what he had to do. Even if they did lose their power play, it wasn't really consequential.
Yeah, it's very smart thinking from Gaz.
Nick Brett, he doesn't want to knock that in the ditch either.
Yeah, not an ideal result there from Nick Brett. Maybe a touch quicker than what he was hoping for, I think. Unlucky result to remove one of Kelsey, so
well,
makes things a lot harder.
He has a kill up his sleeve too.
That is true, Val. Might be on the cards now because another great shot from Gaz.
Yeah, so I'm Nick Brett.
Well, we'll be looking to play the same again. If it gets the jack straight into the sand, he makes 2.
Nick Brett, close.
Now.
Oh, by a centimetre. Right smile. He's enjoying himself out there at the moment, though, Nick Brett. Gary Kelly.
I think Gary Kelly will just be looking to try and pass these back 3 bowls here. Got the best backside deal. It's done well here, just needs to miss. Unlucky there from Gaz. There's a chance here for Nick Brett. Jack straight into the sand. He makes 2.
Well, yep, a 2 is enough to tie the set.
Down a bit of a better line. Just needs to hold on.
Nick Brett.
And the jack.
Oh.
Wowee. 2 great attempts there from Nick Brett. Just missing either side. Very unlucky. Great shots.
So, first set goes the way of the Melbourne Pulse. They are looking like they're in a very good position at the moment. They've got themselves to 7 wins as they look to try and defend their title and become the first franchise to go back-to-back twice. The Ospreys have done it once. The Lions have gone with the historic 3-peat, and substitutions come on. Nathan Rice into the game, as is Barry Lester. Barry Lester's introduction into the game. Goes right to that respot mark, so if it does, that'll definitely stay handy.
Yeah, solid starter there from Baz. Really good area to finish. Great shot there from Lurch. Straight off the bench, right onto the jack, straight away. It's a really impressive effort that, like, no one sort of notices it as much, but like to come off the bench, no bowls, no roll up, and just nail the jack, just like that. That's unbelievable.
Well, I think that's what we try and highlight a lot, and you've said it a lot, Kane, this week, that it is really difficult to do, and that's why people are strategic when they call their power plays, because you don't want someone coming in cold for a power play, and that's why sometimes when subs are made, a coach may call it at the first end of a set and say, all right, well, I'm going to keep my player on. They're cold. I've got last bowl. Let's see how we go. It's all different processes of decision making.
Yeah, 100%. If you can call a power play when your opposition leads, coming in cold, I think it's a massive advantage. I know for myself, coming on, having that when you throw your first bowl down, you don't really have any idea of the weight, the lines. It's a massive challenge.
So you're going to stick around tonight, game for the night sessions, or are you going to go have a bit of a break?
I think I'm going to head back home today.
Watch it at home.
We got junior training that we do at Capella Bar, so I've got to make my way back for that as
fair
well.
enough.
But I think I might chill out for the night. And
Yeah, beautiful. Watch it at the club, maybe.
Yeah, possibly. We got some of our more experienced juniors that come down and train towards the night, so might put that up. We've got a big screen there, so probably
good.
put that up there and let them watch that for a bit while we do some coaching. So
Yeah, beautiful.
it'll be a good night.
Nice, fantastic. Got a good setup at Capalaba, I hear, and is 2 roofed greens, is that correct?
Yeah, the facility is unbelievable. 2 undercover. It's actually a little bit similar to Pine Rivers in a way. 2 undercover areas. The club's huge as well. We got double stories. So
how good.
it's unbelievable facility. The people there are fantastic. It's a great club to be a part of.
This one here from Nick Brett, just dipping. They need to get themselves on the board early, I think, in this set here, the Gold Coast Hawks. They led early in the opener. They led 2-1, but 4 of the 5 ends went the way of the Pulse.
Yeah, I think Gaz is just sliding underneath here. Wants to stay off the yellow now, so a bit of a chance here for Nick Brett. Get off to a good start here. Add another. Nick Brett just needs to drop in now. Bend back. It's a great effort. So one to the Gold Coast Hawks. Great start there.
Do get the mat, so that's something. 1-0. Colin Bray asking, would love to know Kane's thoughts as to this surface compared to what you played on last week at Helensvale. Much differences in the carpet between the 2 clubs? So I know all carpets are a little bit different based on where they are and the conditions, but how would these be running in terms of speed, and what would be one of the key differences?
Yeah, I didn't actually play at Helensvale last week, but I have played there a bit. It's actually a different surface to this.
Yep.
Like it's a bit more furrier. But in terms of pace, I think Helensvale is just a fraction quicker than Pine Rivers and just turns a little bit more. I really like the new Helensvale greens. I think they're one of the best carpets going around at the moment. So, yeah, I think they're just a little bit wider and a little bit quicker. It's personally the pace that I really like.
Yeah.
It probably runs about 14.5, and yeah, I think they're really good greens there at Helensvale.
You look at Helensvale 2 years ago at the Australian Open in 2022 compared to what it looks like now, and wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. It doesn't feel right. I'm just so used to 3 grass greens at Helensvale. They're always flying, running really quick, and now it's really weird to walk into Helensvale, 2 undercover greens and just a completely different clubhouse. It doesn't quite feel right, but Yeah, I think it's great. A lot of clubs go on the carpet now, and Helensvale nailed it. The club's fantastic. The carpet green that I've played on is really good. I haven't played on the new one that they've put down, so I'm not too sure what that runs like.
Yeah, can't wait to get up there for the AO next year and see it all.
Yeah, it's an unreal facility.
Really invested in their club of Helensvale, and let's see where this one ends up for Gary Kelly, or Barry Lester, sorry.
So yeah, Barry Lester look to give this a good chance here. Any jack movement's great. Land the yellow bowl clean. He's just going to be a touch high here. A little bit of run.
So Gary Kelly and Nick Brett. It's a really pivotal end here, and I really love the intensity that Nick Brett is bringing. He's ready. He's up for the fight. It's interesting, last night after this bowl comes down, I'll pose the question to you, Kane, and talk about the humidity and how that can play an effect on people. And last night it was very wet, it was sticky, and how do you cope with playing in those sort of conditions?
Yeah, it's a challenge playing in the heat, so you definitely get the sweaty hands. I like to wet my rag just to cool down my hands and just try and dry them out a little bit. And yeah, I'm not a fan of playing in the heat. It's one of my pet peeves.
Really? And you live in Queensland?
Yeah, I hate it. Not even so just for the bowls, but just for the comfortability sort of factor. But yeah, there's a few little strategies you can use to try and sort of dry your hands and make yourself a little bit more comfortable there. But yeah, drink water. And yeah, I like to wetting my rag, something I like to do just to cool down my hands. Yeah, it's tricky. It's not too bad when you're just drawing, but when you have to have like a really fast drive, you need to have like a really firm grip on the bowl. So when your hands are all hot and sweaty, it can be really hard to hold on to. Same as when it rains. Like when it rains, it's tricky as well because they're real slippery and hard to hang on to.
Yeah, they are that very smooth material, of course, the bowls, and yeah, they very, very hard to get a grip on when it is rainy. Sort of got to change the way you hold the bowl, as Nick Brett needs it to turn. No. So this could be where they make their move here. The question from J-Fed, how long until you come commentate Kano at the Valley? I've never had an invite. If I get invited, if the club wants me there, I'll come down and do it. I only live about 5 minutes away, so not far. Gary Kelly. Oh, it's fallen the wrong way. So I reckon, well, it's a decent collect. Is it a 3?
Definitely 2.
If it's only a 1, this is a real get out of jail free card, I think, for the Hawks.
I don't think that last bowl was in. Don't think that's in either. I think this one will be. I think it was 2. 2 to the pulse there, puts them up 2-1.
And Mark Thatcher, no power play. So hold on to it. 2-1 after 2 in this second set. Some of the other scores that are happening right now. Go through some of those for you in the third match of the day. The Pioneers and the Saints. The Saints won the first set 8-1, 2-all in the second. The Tridents won the first set over the Pirates 9-2. They lead 6-0 in the second. Wow. Then the Lions won the first set over the Suns 8-4. They lead 2-1 in the second. And there's a bit of an issue with the score between the Steamers and the Jets, but I think the Steamers won the first set 6-5 on the far rink. Back to rink 1, however. Baz on his backhand. It's going to hold. Or is it going to turn, Kane?
Yeah, he's got a wide turning bowl here, Barry Lester. It's a great shot, that, right down the middle of the green. Nailed his line with his first bowl, so would have backed himself to make the correction of weight, which he's done perfectly.
Does Nathan Rice have the same amount of turn? His weight was spot on.
Barry Lester looking to repeat the dose here. Just love to drop inside Nathan Rice's last bowl. He's really stalking this. Just needs to run the distance now. It's a touch of run. Lurch here. What a shot this is.
Oh,
Just turned away on him. Just turned a mile that, but another second gives Nick Brett a good chance though.
Gary Kelly. This is looking good.
Great shot from Gary Kelly. Makes it very tough for Nick Brett. He's going to have to play some weight here. Does get Gary Kelly's last bowl. 2 bowls can
He's
get
not
off
far.
here. Nick Brett. Oh, great shot from Nick Brett.
And carries rebounded into the Helensville or the Hawks bowl and ended up staying around for shot.
Fantastic shot. Makes Ed so much better. A little bit stiff for that to stay, but be very happy. What a great shot. Hitting his forehand runners. Unbelievable.
Baz likes this.
Good shot there from Gary Kelly. Nick Brett will be positive here. Get the jack, land the bowl. Done well here. Nick Brett, jackal bowl now.
He's close. Got it.
Ben, great shot from Nick Brett. 2 cracking bowls. 2 really good conversion shots. That's awesome. Gary Kelly, 1 down here. Probably has just over a foot, I reckon, in the ditch, so not much room. We'll just be looking to get a nice close second. He'll be happy to drop 1 down.
Go 2 all. I reckon they'll use their power play next.
Well, there is a chance here. That bowl that Nathan Rice is signalling to, it is worth another 2. Nick Brett can look to run at that. He's already hit 2 runners. Doesn't like this one out of the hand.
No.
Anything can happen though.
It can. Oh.
Nearly got a very good result.
Yeah. That bowl was actually in the way in the end. So that'll be 1. And we see a power play for the Melbourne Pulse. Which means that double shots are on offer.
I think that was 2 actually, so he's turned.
It was in the end, wow.
He's turned that yellow one up for a counter, so
Oh boy.
a little bit of fortune there.
So it's 3-2. Just wait for Gary Kelly to jump out the way and we'll have a quick look. So was it 2 in the end? We'll double check this. No, 2 all.
No.
Still
Sorry,
2 all.
My bad, Val.
That's all right. Happens to all of us. Don't you worry about that. So power play for the Melbourne Pulse. Double shots on offer for them as they look to win this one in straight sets. The only way that the Hawks can do it is in a tiebreaker.
Great start there from Barry Lester, right in behind the jack. Nathan Rice really needs to give this one a good chance here. Change your head up, if not, missing to a good area. He's done well there, good shot from Lurch. The guys not having any troubles finding their line. 3 balls right down the centre line. Nathan Rice looking to change head up here. Even if he turns through his zone's good. Really good weight there from Lurch.
Look at the line of those 3 bowls.
Yeah.
Exceptional.
Just shows how good the carpet is here. Allowing the players to nail their line. Barry Lester a little bit on the higher side here, I think.
So Nick Brett, it's a massive, massive end for the Hawks if they can win it. Even if they drop a 1, it's 2, and they just have to score a 2. Send it to a tie break. Can't draw this set.
Yeah, I feel Nick Brett has to convert this, otherwise they're in some strife.
Yeah. Sometimes, even though things can be even, the way things sit in a match can favour one team, and you feel as though, even though it's even in this set, could go either way. The way things lie at the moment just look like things favour the Pulse.
Yep, 100%. Winning the first set, the head setup here is perfect on the power play. Essentially holding 2 nearly wins in the game, I reckon.
1 down isn't, as I said, not the worst possible result.
Yeah, it's not the worst for Gold Coast, but they'd then require a 3 on the last end. It's not impossible, but it won't be easy.
So first set went the way of the Pulse. And this set sits at 2-all.
Tell you what, Nick Brett just has to bend. Just hasn't quite turned as much as what I thought. So free kick here for Gaz. Hasn't got much room, but if he can make a 2 here, turns it into 4.
All right, Aaron Kelly, opportunity to make it a 2, double that to 4. Very interesting to see Dawn Heyman skipping for the Saints next door. And it'll be 1, you double that to 2. Means that it's a 4-2 buffer for the Melbourne Pulse in this second set. Power play indicated by Mark Thatcher, and he's called it, which means double shots on offer for the Hawks.
Yeah, so the Hawks require 2 here.
And it can happen. My prediction was the Hawks in a tie break, so that is still well and truly on, Kane.
Yeah, having last bowl's huge as well.
Yeah. So Nick Brett will know exactly what he has to do if it's not already done.
Solid start there from Baz. Once again, nailing his line perfect.
Good body language from Mark Thatcher on the bench, not too far from us. So after this, bit of lunch. Next match at 1:15, so in about 50 minutes' time. This could be the last end. We've maximum got 2 ends left. Final end of set 2. Pulse won the first 5-2. They lead 4-2 in the second. They can afford to drop a 1. That doubles to 2. And I believe we've just seen a result next door between the Pioneers and the Saints. I think Dawn Heyman has played an absolute bomb to finish things off. The Ospreys have beaten the Extreme in straight sets. And the Pioneers, well, they've suffered a loss at the hands of the Saints. And the Moreton Bay Pirates, they are in a world of hurt. Well, they're done, I think. The Tridents can't lose. So the Pirates back with the pack. The Tridents forge on ahead. So things not looking good for the Extreme. Things not looking good for the Suns. The Saints have done a push-up from the canvas. They're not completely up yet. The Hawks looking to stay with the leading pack as well. So Tasmania have beaten Moreton Bay, it looks like. That has happened, that's all done. Believe the Suns. That's a good bowl from Nathan Rice. So I reckon the Suns and the Lions could possibly be going to a tie-break.
Yeah, they are, I think. Yeah.
2 double to 4 for Perth.
So Nathan Rice, very good leading there. I think he has holding 2 at the crossover, which is enough to force a tiebreaker. Back Gary Kelly to get this, I reckon.
His bowls are turning.
Falls down off that. Yeah, very good shot from Gaz. I think in his second shot. Nick Brett does have a nice shot down here on the 4 though. Touch is good. Flop off Gary's last bowl. If he does get to the front cannon, he'll probably do enough for 2. His plate is very good. Just has to... Oh, he's got very stiff.
Oh, wow.
Very unfortunate result there for Nick Brett. Played it so well.
Can't believe that. That is... I thought, well, all he had to do was hit that jack belly and that was holding set. Now it's very incredibly difficult, but it can be done.
Nick Brett just needs to land the bowl clean. He makes 2, which will equate to 4. If he does squeeze the jack anywhere to the right side of the screen, right side of the screen, it's all Helensvale. Just won't quite get back from him, I don't think.
So he's got 1 more to try and do to try and change things up He won't want to kill the end either because, well, it's actually 1 to the pulse at the moment. So, timeout called for Gary Kelly. So they're sitting on thin ice.
Cameron Murphy over there, draws just next to the jack in the tiebreaker.
Oh, this is incredibly difficult now for the Gold Coast Hawks. Nick Brett is going to have to find something brilliant here.
I think he will. I think he's nominated the kill, so ideal results. Both the bowls clean. He makes 2. So Jack goes anywhere to the right side. He's all right, but I think he's just high.
He is, and the Melbourne Pulse, they win it with the exact same scoreline in both sets. 5-2, 5-2. Didn't have it all their own way, though. It was quite awkward at times, but they do get the job done and they move on towards their title defence as they look to do it for a second time in franchise history, looking to equal the record of 4 titles set by the Ospreys and the Lions. They look engaged. There's a bit going on with the Pulse. Who knows? Let's see what happens. Kane Nelson, thank you very much.
Thanks, Val. Cheers.
See you in 45 minutes' time for the clash between, well, it's a big clash between the Tridents and the Pioneers. Much more to come on BPL20 of Ringside Live here at Club Pine Rivers. We'll catch you then.